What's going on, everyone? In this video, I'm going to give you guys a very simple 1-minute scalping strategy that you can use each and every single day. So let's talk about some things before we kind of dive into how we're going to set up our chart and what we're actually going to look for. When you're scalping the 1-minute time frame, you need to be very, very cautious. There's going to be some up and down kind of movement. You're going to have a lot of periods of chop. What we're waiting for is breaks, retest, and confirmations. Now we're going to get into what that looks like, but let's exactly show you guys how to set up this chart. So what we're going to do each and every single morning before the New York session opens is we're going to draw some zones. Okay, and we're going to make this as simple as possible that anyone can do, regardless if you just started trading today or whether you're looking to add in a little bit of a scalping strategy and you've been trading for 10 plus years, 20 plus years. Okay, if you've been trading for that long, more than likely you kind of already know this stuff. But what we're going to do is I've got the 15-minute time frame pulled up, and all I'm looking at here is pre-market and New York session. So this gray box over here, the lighter shaded gray box, is your pre-market. And I'm also looking at the New York Open. That's going to be your darker shaded gray, okay, or black, depending on how your eyes work. Now, what we're going to do from there is we're going to get down into this 1-minute time frame, and we're going to zoom in because obviously we don't know that all this price action is going to print. So off the open, what we're looking for here on this 1-minute time frame, and what I can actually do here is hide everything else on the chart because you don't really need it. You don't need this one either. Let's just hide this linear regression. All we're looking at is a 1-minute time frame, right? 1-minute time frame. So while we're looking at this 1-minute time frame, what we want to see is break and retest or break and confirmations. So if you look at this time, 9:39 in the morning, today, I want you guys to go back test it. I want you guys to mark this out on your charts so that way you guys can follow along. Today is the 10th of December and it's 9:39. That's the candle that I'm looking at on the 1-minute time frame. So what I'm looking for is a break. Okay, I want us to break out of that zone. And as soon as we break out of that zone, I don't want to just jump into the trade because there could be that pullback. So I have two ways to enter this trade. The first way that I can enter this trade is allowing us to break the zone. And you can see at 9:39, we break this zone. And I can take that high price from the break. And that price in this particular example is sitting at 21,541. Okay, this is entry number one that we can take. We're going to allow it to break the zone, and then we're going to wait for a following candle to confirm the high. Okay, now at 9:40, not only do we confirm the high, we put in a new high and we pull back slightly. Now this new high runs up to a price of 21,550 from a price of 21,541. So let's look at this in two separate ways. We can treat this 1-minute scalping strategy as a very quick scalp where maybe we're going to take 2, 3, 4 mini contracts and we're going to look for something like 2 or 3 points. Okay, so if you're trading a mini contract, for every point it's going to move, you're going to make $20. So if we're trading 2, we're going to make 40. If we're trading 3, we're going to make 60. If we're looking for 2 points, we're going to make $120 on the trade. And if we're looking for 3 points, we're going to make closer to $200 on this trade for just taking around 2 to 3 points. Now, for some people, that's enough. Just identify one setup, take that one trade, call it a day. For others, you're maybe looking for a bigger move. Maybe you don't want to play 2, 3 mini contracts. You want to play 1. You want to play 5 micros. The next way to take entry on this 1-minute scalping strategy by using price action and using a few zones is allow the price to break, allow it to continue as high as it needs to go. Whether it wants to go up 5 points, it wants to go up 20 points, it wants to go up 50 points, doesn't matter. In this particular case, at 9:40, get a pullback. And what you're looking for in this situation is not to enter on this 940 candle long for 2 or 3 points on a scalp, but what you're in fact looking for is a pullback where you can visually see us pull back into that zone that you marked out in pre-market. Now, in this particular case, we pull back into this zone, and then we start to come out of this zone. Two ways to take entry on this. You can take entry at 941 once we come back out of the zone using a previous 1 minute candle as a stop. Okay. In this particular situation, you would be taking entry at around 541 and stop loss would be about 536. We're risking 5 points on this potential setup. Immediately in that type of situation, because not only are we taking like the first move, we're not really just jumping in right when we clear through the zone. We've actually seen a break, a back test, and now we're pushing out again. We can actually try to target a 1-to-1, so we're at least looking for 5 points, and you can tell yourself anything over that first initial 5 points, if you're trading multiple contracts, can be used as TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, and could have essentially be looked at as more return, right? So more R's. A lot of traders like to talk about they only look for 2R trades or 4R trades or 3R trades. In this particular scenario, if you were getting in at the low 40s coming out of this zone, this candle goes up to a price of 551 and the next 1 minute candle goes up to 561. You could have essentially taken 10, 15, almost 20 points in a matter of 2 minutes here on this opening drive here, pretty much essentially in the first 30 minutes of the market for a 2-3R trade. Now imagine if you were trading one mini contract and you took this for 10 points, it's $200. If you took it for 15 points, $300. Took it for 20 points, it's a $400 trade with a 5-point risk and a $100 risk to the downside. Now, are these trades going to work every single time you take them? Absolutely not. However, they are definitely ways where you can play the charts. Let's find another scenario. Okay, that example is great, D, but show me something else. Show me that this works on your back testing more than just once, right? Well, here's a scenario where we pull all the way back into that zone, okay? And here's a scenario at 9:53 on December the 10th where we close below that zone. So the light bulb needs to start flickering. What are we thinking to ourselves? If we take confirmation of the new low through the zone, I want to get short. Now, am I going to take it for a quick scalp, meaning 2-3 points? Maybe I want to play 2 or 3 mini contracts. That's the answer. Then we get into this trade and you're taking profits at 9:54, literally 60 seconds later. If you want to take a little bit more of the move, but you want to size down because God forbid things do happen, it goes against you. You don't want to lose a ton of money by trading 2 or 3 mini contracts. Okay, so we can trade 5 or micros or 1 mini contract, and we can maybe look for a little bit more of an extension move. So in that particular case, we will allow it to break the zone. We will allow this candle to open up, and as it starts to backtest, even though this candle that you're looking at here at 9:54 is red, there was a period in time inside of this 1 minute candle when it was actually green on this backtest into zone. Okay, and again, before you start thinking, where did that zone come from? Guys, this zone is from pre-market. We made a pre-market zone of the highs. We made a pre-market zone of the lows. Very simple. As soon as we backtest this, fail to take out a previous 1 minute candle high, as soon as we come down and take out that candle that closed below that range, you're going to enter here using the previous 1 minute candle as a stop. Your potential risk on this trade is around 18, all in all. Now it's a lot bigger than the last one because the range at this specific time where this specific trade was setting up was around 18 points. Now, the benefit to that is we might be looking for something close to a 1-to-1, meaning we're looking for 14, 15, 17, 18 points. We're going to ring that cash register. So in this particular example, The entry price should have been after we back tested that zone and reconfirmed taking out the low of the previous 1 minute candle. And that entry should have been 21,528 below that. And you'll see in a matter of 1 to 3 minutes goes down to 21,516 from an entry price of 28. And then it goes down to a price of 21,515. And then goes down to a price of 21,511 from an entry price of 28. So if we're giving ourselves around 18 points of risk, maybe we need to think about taking profits into 18 points of take profit. So as we start approaching 12, 13, 14 points, you got to be a trader, guys. You can't just say, well, I want 18 points of risk, so I want 18 points. Guys, market doesn't work that way. Sometimes you're going to get it, sometimes you're not. That's why you as a trader can definitely sit there and you can manage these trades and take off 10 points, take off 12 points. You're up 220, you're up 240, you're up 260, you're up 280. Guys, take it off the table. You're done trading on the day. I don't need to continue to go through these examples because, again, you're going to see you get yet another setup at 9:59. We break through that zone once more. And again, you could take your quick scalp for a couple of points on a lot bigger size, or you can allow this to pull back, hold that zone, and when we confirm again, go long. And in this particular case, this was a 31-point range candle. You could have actually picked up 15, 20, 25 points, 30 points on this move. Use this 1 minute scalping strategy to your advantage. Guys, if you want to trade this way and you want maybe some added additional help each and every single day, I do a live trading call where myself and about 30 other traders each and every single day will get on a live call. We'll do screen shares. We'll mark up the charts. We trade in real time. We call out levels in real time. All of us trade a little different way. Some of us bigger size, some of us smaller size, some of us scalpers, some of us holders. But the benefit of trading with the team, the benefit of being able to watch a screen share, the benefit of being able to ask questions in real time is there is no hiccups. Okay, you're going to get a definitive answer very quickly. If you want to take advantage, I've got a little bit of a deal down below in the description box where you guys can become an all access gold member and get access to all of that live trading stuff. Make sure, guys, we smash that like button. We hit the subscribe, we hit the bell notification, we do whatever we got to do. Guys, have a safe and blessed trading week. I will see all of you guys on the next video.